Hi everyone, it's been a little while since I made a video, actually 3 months I think, but I wanted to update you guys because I just recently made a seasonal work trip to Walt Disney World, so I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about that. So last week I went to Walt Disney World because I had spring break, for my school, and so me and 5 other girls made the trek, the 12-hour drive to Walt Disney World to go and work and play and just, be in Walt Disney World, be back home. We left April 6th and we were there until April 15th when we left, so it was about 9 days or so that we were there, and I worked 6 of the days that I was there. I had put in my availability beforehand, and then they just scheduled me some hours. I ended up working 38 hours, so 6 out of the 7 days that I put them in for availability. It was me and my friend Abby. We went together. We're both cast members, and then 2 of the girls that were at LSU are cast members as well, and then they each had a friend that they brought with them. So it was 6 of us in a room, and we split a room at All Star Music on Disney property, and we used our 50% discount to stay at the room, and it really worked out well. I ended up paying, I think, $175 once it was divided up between all of us for the whole week, so that's really not that bad. So if you're looking to do any kind of seasonal work, that's a great idea, to get a big group together and then just split the costs. Unless you're staying, longer for like a month or so, then you're going to want to look into maybe subleasing an apartment for a month or however long. So we drove 12 hours straight to Orlando. We left April 5th at about 6 p.m. and then we met up with the girls in Baton Rouge, and then from there it was 8 p.m. and we just drove straight through. We literally got to Orlando at about 9 a.m., factoring in stopping a few times and all that, and we immediately went to access control in Disney University so that me and Morgan could get our new cast member IDs, because whenever you're a CP, you have a temporary Disney ID, and it doesn't have your picture on it, and it has like an expiration date on it. So whenever we left, we had to get those IDs up. So I gave my ID up then, so I had to get my new one. So I got an official one with a picture on it and everything. So now I have like a real fancy Walt Disney World cast member ID. And so right after that, me and Abby separated from the rest of the group, and we went straight into Magic Kingdom. I stayed there for a while, but I was pretty much delirious at that point because I was going on over 24 hours without sleep. So it was getting to be a bit much. So by 3 p.m. my body crashed and I had to go home or go back to the resort and get some rest. It was crazy. So that was on Friday, and then on Saturday I was off and I decided to go to Epcot to see the Flower and Garden Festival, since I have never been there during that time to see it. So I was really super excited to just have a whole day to go and do that. So I went to Epcot, and I got my little map for the Flower and Garden Festival, and I went to all of the different topiaries and the different things that there were to see for that, and it was really, really cool. I loved it a lot, especially the Pixie Hollow Garden. I thought I had died and gone to heaven because I love the fairies, as some of you may know. Sunday was Easter. It was Easter Sunday, so I worked that day from 6:30 in the morning until 1 p.m., and that was pretty much almost my regular work schedule days, which I was used to working nights as a CP. So after work, I got off at 1. At 2:30, they were to have the Easter pre-parade, which is prior to the Celebrate a Dream Come True daytime parade. So right when I got off of work, I went and I met Mr. and Mrs. Easter Bunny in their little, they were in Town Square cart yard, and so I met them, I got the picture with them. Then right after that, I went and sat and waited for the parade. The parade was really, really cute. It was very, very short. I've heard that in previous times it was longer, and there used to be even a whole parade for Easter Day, but now it's just like a little pre-parade. But it was still really cool to see. And then, like I said, from there I worked Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And after those days of work, sometimes I would go and play in the parks, usually at Magic Kingdom, just because it was easier because I was already working there. But sometimes I would just go back to the resort and crash, because by 1 p.m. I was dead to the world and was very, very tired. So, and then I always had to work early the next morning, so I usually did nothing. That's one thing I have to say. For me, at least, it was very difficult to have time to go in the parks and work as well. Thursday, I decided to go to Magic Kingdom for a little bit because I wanted to get class of 2012 Mickey ears. So there's my class of 2012 Mickey ears. So anyway, that day I got those ears and I took some pictures because I wanted to take PhotoPass pictures to be able to use for my graduation invitation. So after that, I headed off to Animal Kingdom. I went to go to Safari and the wait was 50 minutes and I was not waiting in that line, so I got a fast pass. And then I did Everest, which was actually, this sign said about 30 minutes, but I felt like it was like 45 minutes. But I waited because it's one of my favorite rides to do, so I waited and did that, did Safari, had lunch, and then headed off to Hollywood Studios. So I did Beauty and the Beast. Then I went to the Voyage of the Little Mermaid, and then I still had time in between Fantasmic. So I did Star Tours and the Great Movie Ride, and then I think I just got in line for Fantasmic after that. So then I worked Friday and Saturday was to be my last day in the parks. So after work, I met up with, let's see, 3 of the other girls that were there, and we all actually met Rapunzel at Fairy Tale Garden, and it's actually Rapunzel's last day at Fairy Tale Garden because she's being moved to Town Square Courtyard because Merida from Brave is now going to be moving into Rapunzel's old meet and greet, which is actually Belle's old Storytime meet and greet as well. So we met Rapunzel there, and we watched Dream Along with Mickey, and we danced in Move It, Shake It, Celebrate It, which is my absolute favorite thing in the entire world, and it was literally the funnest time I've ever had watching it. I ended up staying that night. They went back to the resort to pack and stuff, but I had only watched Wishes from the Polynesian resort, which we did one night. I had not yet watched it from, actually Magic Kingdom, so I stayed and I kind of watched the Main Street Electrical Parade, but it was really, really packed, and I was not lined up early for it, so I kind of just watched from a distance. And then I watched the new Magic and Memories in You, which is like still the Valentine's version that they had since February, which I was so excited about because they had the floating lanterns part, which is from Tangled, and oh my god, so good. So I did that, and then I watched Wishes. That was the way that I ended my college program, was watching Wishes and Magic Memories in You and dancing to Move It, Shake It, Celebrate It. So it was kind of like a replay of how I had ended my college program. If you guys have any questions about my trip, about me, about being a cast member, about college program, about being seasonal cast member, about being PhotoPass, anything, just anything really. If you have any kind of questions that you think that I can answer, I will try and answer them. You can comment, you can send me a message. There's a number of different ways. I don't know when I'll see you guys next, but I plan on moving back to Disney in August. I'm not sure if I'll make a trip before then, but I'm sure I'll be making videos in the meantime. So see you guys real soon.